Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sheenam Bansal. So today we will do TB of hip joint. Patient with TB of hip joint will have true shortening, that is supratrochanteric, with limitation of all movements. How will you calculate supratrochanteric shortening? With the help of Briand's triangle. Mark ASIS and GT and join two perpendiculars as shown in the picture. TB hip has insidious onset pain, night cries, progressive limb and early limb, but in AVN late limb is seen. Restriction of movements in all directions, wasting and constitutional symptoms. Differential diagnosis will include proximal femoral osteomyelitis, but in osteomyelitis we see Faber deformity, that is flexion, abduction and external rotation. Cause here a fusion is seen, and we know if fusion needs more joint space. So, Faber deformity occurs in osteomyelitis. Second differential diagnosis include osteonecrosis of femoral head. In osteonecrosis, we see late limb. Third differential diagnosis is Perthes disease. In Perthes, movements not limited in all directions. Fourth diagnosis is non-union fracture neck of femur. In non-union fracture neck of femur, we see telescopy, flexion, external rotation. In this picture, I have shown Gouin's sign. Feel abdominal muscle contractions or spasm with external and internal rotation at hip. How will you differentiate active or healed TB? In healed TB, there will no rest pain, night cries and no joint swelling, and Gouin's will be negative. There are 4 clinical stages of TB hip. First is stage of apparent lengthening. Second is stage of apparent shortening. Third is stage of true shortening. And fourth is wandering acetabulum, pathological dislocation, destruction of head, fibrous ankylosis, etc. First is stage of apparent lengthening. We see synovitis or effusion and abduction deformity, flexion, abduction and external rotation. In rest of the stages, we see flexion, adduction and internal rotation. Why do we see here abduction deformity? Cause we know synovitis or effusion occurs in the first stage and it needs more space. And in Faber, joint space increases. See, in this picture I have shown you adduction deformity and pelvic tilt occurs, and so apparent shortening occurs. Why do we see adduction deformity? Cause of spasm of muscles, irritation of obturator nerve and irritation of iliopsoas. We can also see abduction deformity in other stages. In the cases of prolonged traction, hip spica and patients who continues to bear weight in the initial deformed position. Why do we see night cries in TB? Cause in the night with muscle relaxation, the splinting effect is taken away and the bony surfaces rub across each other, causing severe pain. For the diagnosis, we will get an X-ray of pelvis done, ESR, ELISA, PCR, RNA testing. Skin test, synovial fluid examination which will show increased protein, ZN staining, culture, rapid methods. In this picture, I have shown you stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. In stage 1, there occurs apparent lengthening and abduction deformity. In stage 2, stage 3, you can see adduction deformity. What will you see on X-ray in TB hip? You will see reduction of joint space, cystic sclerotic lesions in head and acetabulum, acetabulum widening, destruction of femoral head, upriding of GT, flexion, adduction and external rotation, and subluxation of joint. There is very important classification, that is Shanmuga Sundaram classification, clinico-radiological classification. Here normal hip, traveling acetabulum, dislocating type, Perthes type, mortar and pestle type, atrophic type, protusio acetabular seen. See here, type 1 is normal, type 2 is traveling acetabulum, type 3 is dislocating, type 4 is Perthes, type 5 is protusio acetabuli, type 6 is atrophic, type 7 is mortar and pestle. In adult, the atrophic form, in children, normal, Perthes and dislocation types, mortar and pestle, wandering and protrusion types seen in both. Do you know in early stages, there occurs bony lamellae undergo osteoporosis, but in later stages, increase in thickness of trabeculae is seen. Rice bodies are found in TB hip, which means accumulation of fibrin and articular cartilage. Chemotherapy in TB. Combination chemotherapy is preferred, that means at least one of which is bactericidal. Firstly, intensive phase for 3 months of 4 drugs, then extension phase for 4 months of 3 drugs, then continuation phase for 11 months of 2 drugs. Mind it, intensive phase is for rapidly multiplying bacteria and continuation phase is for dormant bacteria, that is hidden bacteria. Here I have shown mortar and pestle type of acetabulum, that is Shanmuga Sundaram type 5. What is the role of traction in TB? Why do we apply it? To overcome spasm and deformity, to maintain length, to maintain joint space, to correct deformities, to prevent subluxation of joint. Always give bilateral traction, cause unilateral may increase abduction deformity and pelvic tilt, and also give slight abduction. In which cases will you do excision of focus? In clinically non-responsive TB hip. After excision of focus, limb is immobilized in acceptable position. It should be done in proper ATT cover, that is 6 weeks to 2 months. It may result in fulminant progression, pathological fracture, pathological dislocation, etc. In which cases will you do hip arthrodesis? If the patient needs joint for doing hard work, he belongs to a laborer family. He desires a standing work rather than sitting. In this picture I have shown you wandering acetabulum, that is Shanmuga Sundaram type 2. Hip arthrodesis is of 2 types, intra-articular and extra-articular. Usually intra-articular is done because we can do side-by-side joint debridement. We can keep bone graft in the joint space and it doesn't change the anatomy, while extra-articular arthrodesis destroy the anatomy of hip. Arthrodesis is done in position of flexion of 30 degree, adduction of 5 degree, and external rotation 0 to 15 degrees. Why 30 degree flexion? Because it can be hidden by lumbar lordosis. Don't do arthrodesis in the cases of uncontrolled active infection, if opposite hip is arthrodized and ipsilateral knee arthrodized. You can do THR after 6 weeks of ATT cover. Girdlestone arthroplasty is the debridement of septic joint and surrounding soft tissue. It has been modified time to time. The most popular modifications were Smith-Peterson approach, trimming of acetabular rim, soft tissue interposition to achieve pseudoarthrosis. After pseudoarthrosis or Girdlestone arthroplasty, apply skeletal traction for 1.5 months and skin traction for further 1.5 months, and then calipers for at least 6 months. After Girdlestone arthroplasty, hip becomes unstable, so we do Schanz and Lawrence osteotomy, that is pelvic spot osteotomies. What is Lawrence osteotomy? That is bring entire shaft under head. Its level is subtrochanter. Lower fragment displaced medially until whole diameter lies under femoral head. What is the role of pelvic spot osteotomies? It shifts the shaft of femur, and abduction of distal fragment causes gain of length. Other osteotomy is Shan's osteotomy. Abduct distal femur at level of ischial tuberosity. It is also done in Tom Smith arthritis. What is a Phemister triad in TB? It is juxta-articular osteoporosis, peripherally located osseous lesion, and gradual narrowing of joint space. What is bachelor's osteotomy? Bachelor osteotomy is girdle stone arthroplasty plus pelvic spot osteotomy. That is called bachelor's osteotomy. We can also manipulate under anesthesia in case of healed disease and in the cases where articular cartilage is postly preserved. So it was all about TB hip joint. If you like this video, kindly don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.